Hey everyone, this is Mike, and today I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the Sage abilities, looking at the job action trailer once more, going a little bit more into detail, because we now also have the translations of all of the tooltips that were shown in the live letter itself. So I'll be using that together with the job action trailer to do a bit more of a deep dive into the abilities that we can see. First off, I'll just be going through the job action trailer again to explain everything that we can see over there, although there is one ability that we did not get a translation for, and then once we're done with that, I'll also go over the other abilities that were not shown in the job action trailer, because there's a few that weren't shown in there. So we'll just first go and look at the video once more, and then we'll just go from there and talk about what we can see. So first of all, we have our job gauge. We can see a couple of things on there. First of all, we can see if our Eucrasia buff is active or not, which is the thing that we can see on top of the gauge. Eucrasia basically changes the way some of your GCDs interact with each other. Secondly, the rest of the gauge kind of works like the White Mage's Lily gauge. The symbols that you can see on top are called Adder's Call stacks. These are kind of the same as Aetherflow stacks from Scholar. Then the bar in the middle will fill up every 20 seconds, and this will give you an Adder's Call stack, so kind of like how the White Mages gain their lilies. And then last but not least, the diamonds on the bottom row are called Adder's Sting stacks, and it looks like you gain these whenever one of your shields break, kind of like how the Blackest Night of Dark Knight works. Of course, not quite sure if your shield actually needs to break or if just taking damage is enough, but if we're comparing it to the Blackest Night, it most likely needs to break. So that's how the job gauge seems to function. So first off, we have our single target heal. This is just a normal single target heal. Then we use our Eucrasia buff, and this turns our single target heal into a shield. And as you can see right there, the shield was broken most likely, which will then give us that Adder's Sting stack on our job gauge. Then we're going to be using our Adder's Call stack on what is something similar like a Lustrate, which will of course use up one of our Adder's Call stacks. Then we're also going to be applying Cardia. This is going to designate a party member with a buff, and then whenever you deal damage to an enemy, you're also going to be healing that party member, and all of your damaging abilities will proc this heal. Then we have our normal single target damaging ability, and when we use our Eucrasia, this turns into a damage over time ability. Again, both of these will be healing your Cardia target. Then we have our normal AoE heal, and then when we use Eucrasia, this turns into an AoE heal and shield instead. Over here we kind of have something similar like an Indom. It used up one of our Adder's Call stacks. Can't really see it that well because we just gained a new stack as well, but that is what happened over there. Then we have our Adder's Sting spender, so we just spent our purple diamond that we had on our job gauge on an AoE ability. This will also heal your Cardia target because of course it dealt damage. This skill right here we do not have a translation of, so it's most likely some sort of a shielding ability that you put on a party member. Seems to be instant cast, but if it's GCD of GCD, we don't know about that. Then we have another GCD ability right here, which deals damage in a line in front of you, and it will also put up a 10% AoE mitigation, and again, heal your Cardia target. This also has its own recast timer, so this is one of those special GCDs on their own cooldown. Then we have our Gap Closer. This is going to function the same as the new Gap Closer that Monk is going to get, so you can target either a boss or a party member and then just dash towards them. Then we have our normal AoE damaging ability, kind of like Art of War from Scholar. And then we also have a special AoE damaging ability that has its own cooldown and has 2 charges, and this will just deal AoE damage. So of course, something that you won't constantly will be able to be using. So that is everything that we can see from the job action trailer, but there are still a couple of off-global cooldowns that they did not show us in there. First off, of course, we have Raise. This is a global cooldown, but every healer has that. But then the other off-global cooldowns that they did not show yet are as follows. So we have an AoE regen, which will also apply a GCD healing buff for the moments where you need to heal a lot. We also have a buff that doubles the Cardia healing potency for 10 seconds. So of course Cardia healing, that is the one that you get whenever you deal damage to an enemy, so you can double the potency of that. We have an AoE regen, kind of the same as Whispering Down from Scholar. We have a raw AoE heal, which is the same as Fey Blessing from Scholar. And then we also have something that converts our current shields on the party into heals instead. So this is great for that classic scenario where you're trying to put up shields for a raid-wide AoE, the shields were too late, and instead of just wasting the shields, you can use this skill instead. Then for our gauge spenders, our Adder's Call stack spenders, we of course had our Lustrate and our Indom already, but we also have a single target heal, which will also apply a 10% mitigation on your party member. and this will be great to heal up a tank right before a tank buster, because it both heals them as well as gives them some mitigation. And then we also have another skill that puts up 10% mitigation as well as an AoE regen for 15 seconds, and this seems to work kind of similar to Collective Unconsciousness. You just use it and then your party members gain a 15-second buff that both mitigates as well as regens them. And those are all of the skills that we got to see from the job action trailer, as well as what was translated from the tooltips. Of course, these are all subject to change, numbers, even cooldown timers, names, all of that can totally change, but at least this gives us a pretty good overview of what Sage is most likely going to look like. Again, I'll leave a link to the image in the description if you want to go read through everything yourself to see the potencies, recast timers and such. But so far, Sage is looking to be really cool, definitely going to be the first healer that I'm going to be leveling, because Scholar didn't really get that much love in this expansion, it seems, and Sage is just looking incredibly cool. I was already excited for it before we got the information, and now that we have more information about it, I am definitely going to be leveling this as soon as possible. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me. I wanna thank you for watching, I wanna thank my Patreons for their support, and I'll see you in the next one.